the curious way back to the self. I want to take time this month to create, to pour into myself, to feel so incredibly alive. And the way I know to do that is by showing up and setting intentions of taking advantage of the moment and stepping into the life that I wish to live by doing. Often in my life, I have let things stop me. I've stopped myself before I've started, and I just want to set intentions and to show myself that I can. I wanted to show myself that I can, and I will show up. I also want to set myself up to win. The goal is going to be that I at least create in some form every single day. Absolute bottom line is that I take a video, I show up. I can simply just say, I've had an awful day. I don't want to create, but I'm here. And show up in all my human glory. Or if I'm having an incredible day, I get to paint. I can just be on my typewriter, writing, whatever it may be that's going to just contribute to pouring into myself, and ultimately coming back is going to be so worth it. So I want to step into the self, I want to create, and now is as great of a time as any to show up and be extremely human and alive. That's the goal. I want to show up, create, feel good even in my bad moments, because I know that even if it's not going so well, at least I'm alive and existing. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really interesting and getting to look back on things and just take that time to really see. But yeah. I will share the beginnings of what I was writing today. It changes for everybody. For me, I see invisible strings tied around each little and large thing I love. I see in them my soul reflected back to me and listen closely for them, even on my dark days. I listen for the sound of the ideas and moments that pull my energy upward, the higher self and the sound of her voice, the incredible power of tone and the way energy may shift just by the reverberation, bravado, the heightening. I crave life. I yearn to exist so deeply. I enjoy feeling even in the uncomfortable moments. It is proof I exist. The dark days are the ones I feel barren, and those are beautiful too. In death, there is life. I let old selves die and be reborn. And each moment, I may be reborn like a phoenix. I go out of my way. I listen to what makes me truly show up. This month, I will create daily. I will say, when it came to March 2nd, starting things off, I actually was not feeling well. I ended up getting really sick, so this day was a little bit more relaxed, just me pressing away at my typewriter, kind of exploring in my mind and seeing what kind of came of it. So yeah, I still managed to show up, and really that's going to be the goal throughout this month, is just showing up for my artist self and creating. So when it comes to March 3rd, I decided to bust out my space whip. So this is kind of like an art form in my eyes that really just reminds me that dancing really evokes a lot of passion and a lot of enjoyment for me. Just being able to move my body, be able to create cool imagery, and I don't know, just connect with the self. It was something I was looking forward to I got sick and I was starting to feel good. So yeah, I just followed my intuition and just started whipping and playing around a bit. I think this was a good reminder that I just need to have fun with it, and it all kind of just goes from there. Everybody has their own little thing, and I really do believe in like, oh, we have to learn to love ourselves through our insecurities, because they're actually like the gateway to like our real selves. I think like the challenges we need to face. So when it comes to March 5th, this was actually one of my harder days. When it came to this day, I was kind of going through a bit. I was pretty low energy, really just when I came home, I wasn't feeling that spark whatsoever. And I think that was a really important point for me to really learn and remember during this challenge, like, oh, like, this is what it's about. Like, showing up even on my worst days and still trying. And part of the reason I really have made that for myself, and I'm going to like learn this over and over throughout this, is that when you push yourself through, obviously like with care and respect for the self, I think you can really grow and like look back and see like, oh wow, I still did it. Even on this hard day, I still tried and can see myself taking those steps. And it's just such a good reminder, like, oh, maybe I am this strong. Maybe I am this resilient. And yeah, maybe I was just knitting on this day, but knitting felt like a mountain. But like once I started, I couldn't stop. And it really just, it helped me kind of clear the space and come back to myself. So March 6th, I would say that feeling of kind of like some tangles and difficult things going on in life was still present, and honestly a little bit heavier, but I really didn't let that stop me. I still went outside. I still enjoyed myself this day. I went to the art store. I got some fun new supplies and just came home and got to enjoy myself, look at the plant by my art space, and yeah, play around. I picked up my watercolor palette for the first time in a while and yeah, made the most of it. So March 7th, we're feeling really good. Got to spend some time with really good friends and share food. And actually, my friend did my nails for me. They turned out actually incredible. Getting to see her create, and then did a little sketch of their sweet puppy boy Falcor as well. So good day. Things that we do that make us uncomfortable. For me, I have always struggled sharing myself with the world for fear of how I'm perceived, how I am received, and I think that I have let that stop me for so long. And the point of all of this, of Jaded Angels, of the life I am working to create, it is to transform myself and my life and to share hopefully something of value with others as well. I think life can feel so completely meaningless in really barren moments, and it is so important to make meaning and to take those steps to create, and really, it's what keeps me going. And it used to be the thing that stopped me, the fear of this or that or whatever it may be, but that actually taught me what I wanted most as well. So I'm here to share, and this is for the ones that may resonate. Some days you're really not feeling up for it, and for March 10th, I think I kind of had to dive into some of my things that I use to inspire me. So when it comes to that day, I pulled out my color palette book. It's one of these books that just really helps me kind of remember just how much color there can be in the world, and to observe and play in the color palettes and maybe hold on less tightly to this idea of perfection, or that I have to make this grand picture or painting, and to realize maybe it's just about the act of it itself, the benefit that it can have to me, to others, to well-being in life. Maybe it can be simple. And so for March 14th, I actually went to a sustainability homesteading expo. It was beautiful. We were starting to see the beginnings of spring, and I took this little moment here to be away from the crowd and to sketch. I love using pink pencils and the pink colors that are arising, the feeling of spring with new life, these sweet little quail and their incredible patterns, just reflecting on being thankful and being surrounded by animals and others who just kind of cherish the world. So yeah, I think the act of living in this way and form is something I want to grow closer towards. March 16th, the halfway mark, in a way. I want to take this time to think about this challenge that I've done for myself, this path that I've chosen, and just to really connect. I would say there has been some hard days. Definitely some hard days, some moments where I've been challenged, where I've debated not even taking a video, of giving up in a form. It's hard to admit, but sometimes it just feels so daunting to even do one little thing, to take those steps towards it. And basically every day is that moment of, okay, am I going to take this step towards what I aspire to do? And on the day of March 16th, I was doing this painting/drawing, and in it, the matches say something along the lines of, "It's the little things that count." And I think that's so incredibly true, and that's something that has shined through these days and these moments. Is it's about showing up, about actually sitting down and doing it, and taking those steps towards the self that you aspire to be, to convince yourself that you do really want to do the thing. And once you do actually start taking those steps and doing the thing, that's when it starts getting good. But I tend to procrastinate and dread things a bit. So this was really my chance to show myself I'm capable of taking those hard steps and doing those things that I love. It takes a little bit of effort. This was a really incredible opportunity for me to show up for myself and to show others that the little things do count. And it truly is a daily practice. Showing up little by little adds on to this greater experience in creation. March 18th, I took the opportunity to chef it up a bit. We had some russet potatoes around, flour, eggs, water, salt, all you need to create gnocchi. It's probably one of my favorite things. I have an old memory of my sister-in-law. She was the first one to ever make it in front of me and introduce me to it, and it's still probably something close to my heart. So, yeah, I ended up making that, and I would also like to say it did remind me of an old writing that I had done when I first got my typewriter, so I thought I'd also read that here. Sunday afternoon. The aroma of bone broth wafts up from downstairs. An assortment of herbs from our winter-ridden plants and a few beef bones, as well as every veg I could get my hands on. The background noise of the washer and dryer spinning as we prepare for the week ahead. I hold on to these slow moments with care. I savor these sounds and smells while praying and planning not to lose my vigor this week. I am not just background noise. I remind myself of the reasons I am here and step forward with a glimmer unexpected. My words trail off the page as I reach out farther. I crave to be wrapped in the moment, enthralled. I pour presence into these moments and walk slower. I know how quickly it can all go by. I suck the marrow from the bones. I prepare for deep breaths and the fire being reignited with each step and head turn. Reveling in existence, despite it all. I want to just say that I started Jaded Angels in the first place to basically create a space to reflect upon some of the hard things that I've experienced and how to continue living and wanting to live and to create a life that I want to live, and exploring that experience after coming from some of my lowest lows and seeing some of the scary, hard things in life and trying to find meaning and purpose behind it all. I am here to continue to show up, to remind others and particularly myself, that I am capable of many things, and we all are, and we're capable of going through hard things and actually being better for it. That the hard experiences you go through do not have to define you, but you can actually alchemize them. You can transmute hard things into a strength, that by creating and actually like empowering yourself in this life, despite it all, that life can actually be really beautiful and worth trying and exploring, and that it's not always going to be horrible and awful. It's just worth it to watch and to keep showing up and to actually see things like start to build and like be more than what it once was is possible. Yes, people die, people are in pain, people hurt, but we also get to laugh and love and explore this world. And I don't want to just sit on the sidelines for the rest of my life. So I am here to show up and try, even in probably not my best moments. It's always worth it. Sometimes things aren't meant to work out. Sometimes they don't go any way like you planned, and you just keep going and you keep trying. You keep showing up every single day, and it might just work out at some point. You might start to scrape the surface of the life you really want and to create the moments that you have dreamed of. But you can only do that if you continue to show up and try. Despite awful experiences, despite a traumatic past or whatever it may be, you just keep showing up, jaded as you are, trying as you are, bleeding heart. Just keep going. Just keep trying and showing up. And it is about seeing what exactly you're capable of and exploring that, because I don't know. Because I don't know. Because I have no clue why I keep trying, but all I know is that if I don't keep trying to show up and create something, it feels like there is no point to even being here. So I show up and I create, and I try to see what I can make of a life, and from hard experiences, hopefully something that is golden and worth sharing. And the only way I can do that, and to get better at doing that and sharing and being and passing along the word, is by actually showing up for it and doing these things and testing my bounds. So here I am, trying once more, possibly imperfectly, and here I am. March 22nd. The light within still shines, a poem or a writing. Pieces of the self have risen their head as I plead that I may come back to myself. They appear when I stop begging and start doing. Often the things we ask for, but do not actively step toward, will evade us. In return for what we wish, a trade must be made. So, after groveling and crying, I slowly pull my body from the floor and step into my own personal arena. We each have our own life paths and the places we venture toward that challenge us the most. I find myself in the world of art. In some brush or pen strokes, there is hidden meanings underneath. Sometimes there are pleas to be understood. In the art, I am searching and attempting to break away from the past, to evolve, and to reinterpret all I have known. An image may appear, but the life to reach such a creation had to flow through me. The light shines through in these moments, and the only way to come into life and the self is to let it all pass through you. It is in the becoming that we arrive. March 25th, as well as March 26th, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the act of being human and breaking away from the mundane. Some acts of creation and expression that I use. One of them is light whipping, or also known as space whipping. It's a flow that I learned from a good friend and really opened my eyes into being able to express the self and take those moments to create and act and move with the body, to not be lost in monotony, but to explore, to express, to create. And so you can see this in both dancing, making art, poetry. There are so many different ways to kind of reach this state, and I do think that I would say it breathes life into me. March 27th, speaking in spirals. Unsure where to start, we begin to wander in circles. Questions more than answers trace back to a hidden yet felt source. Intelligible in our small human words, the thing we speak of is part of the infinite. In pressing into the flow of life, we may glimpse her secrets, melt into her warm heart, and be held by her giant hands, only to wake in a teeming forest held by the moss. This is where you may find her. She is hidden in the calm moments where your heart and mind is open. She is simple in our human world of complication, familiar to the ones who listen closely to the forest and sense at levels that require imaginary keys and trials. We wait for each other. The ones familiar may simply walk by each other on the street, yet somehow they sense each other's knowing and are guided closer or back to the path. Silent and knowing eyes that shine a light of the infinite present. The ones here and now, after their long journey, join in the embrace of the moments. So today is actually a beautiful day. We're starting to get some spring in Washington, and I want to be outside. and I want to test myself and see, like, I want to see myself, not stop myself from living the life I want to live. I am actively trying to take those steps. This video itself is kind of like that embodiment of that. And so, yeah, today's a day where I try to challenge myself to go outside and create, unapologetically, just to be present and in the city doing my thing. I come from a very small town. I come from an island where my graduating class for high school was around 50 people. I get nervous around people. I think a lot about people judging me, being perceived, especially negatively, and me being online, showing my art, being outside. These are all acts that are kind of like showing to myself, like, hey, live the life you want to live. Stop letting these barriers stop you from enjoying yourself and being yourself. So, yeah, today is me doing something that definitely makes me a little bit more scared and nervous, and still trying and showing up and enjoying myself. So, yeah, who knows what's to come? So, why not enjoy it while you have it? So, here I am. Today I got to spend some time with my friend Nico. It's March 29th. I think it was really cool to get to actually like spend some time and collaborate with a friend. That is something that I don't think I was really able to do when I was younger. I was often so busy being self-conscious and worrying about, oh, this, oh, that. I don't want to be seen. Like, what are they going to think of me? And trying to like perform in a certain way. And it's just so refreshing now to have grown into myself in some forms and be like, wow, like this wasn't something I was able to do when I was younger. I would have been just absolutely full of anxiety, of fear, of all these things. But now I get to like share and feel good in sharing and feel like loved and seen around the people that I surround myself with, which is like so fulfilling and something I like wanted so badly for so long. And the path to get here was not like a 1-2 step. It's like just mistake after mistake or misunderstanding or whatever it may be. And a lot of soul searching and figuring out like, what do I even want in the first place? Like, who is Angela? Who am I? And what am I here to do? What do I enjoy? Who do I resonate with? And navigating that and setting boundaries when somebody isn't resonating with me, which is a major form of trial and error in life, at least in mine. So getting to kind of like look back on all of this and see myself enjoying my time and sharing like my art with someone and feeling like seen and like appreciated is just such a celebration. And today feels like a lot of gratitude and celebration to get to share, to be here. So yeah, I'm feeling good coming up on the end of this. I will say that it's March 31st. And I will also say that I've tried to film this maybe like 5 times. This month has tested me in a lot of ways. And that was the point. It's to see what I've got, to have a good excuse to make art, to not let myself down, to see what exactly I'm made of, to feel alive, to enjoy creating, to show up and share myself with others, to share my voice and what I've had to offer and what I've been pouring into on the side. I think that this was everything I needed. I've wanted to share, to create, to show up so badly. And before I used to like really stop myself and be like, oh no, like I can't do that. That's a lot, whatever it may be. But I showed up every single day, sometimes not a lot, sometimes pretty small, but I still did it. I couldn't let myself down. I wanted it that bad. And so I'm here, and I'm excited to share more, to offer this space for others who might also resonate with like the message that I do carry, which is that we all do go through hard things, and especially if you are feeling like jaded by the world or resonate with that, that there is so much more to it all, that the hard experiences we've gone through can be our strength. They don't decide us, but only if we don't let them. Only if we use them as fuel to find strength, ability, to not let it stop you, to find more in this life than just pain. So that's why I'm here. For more. For the ones who desire to be so incredibly alive, who feel like the world sometimes is a bit gray and they want to add color. For the ones who are really sick and tired of whatever, of going through this or that or whatever, that feeling of just like being exhausted and so over it. I hope that this is a reminder and lights the fire within you to also create and show up. I had others in my life who did the same for me, and that is why I am here as well. I want to be that friend on a hard day who hugs you. I want to be that person who is able to actually see you and to offer that. I hope that in this life you are able to achieve everything that you want. And I love you, and I want to share this message to whoever needs this in this moment. And maybe I need it. Maybe I needed to show up for myself as well. And I did. And I hope if there are any others listening that you can do the same for yourself. I feel grateful for being able to share, to offer whatever I may have. And I hope to share even more in the future. So thank you.